All right, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. If you were in the market for a Dodge Durango, a V8 powered Dodge Durango, I want you to take a deep breath, relax, sit back, and chill. Because the Dodge Durango is not going anywhere anytime soon. Dodge has just announced that they're going to keep building the V8 powered, HEMI powered, Hellcat powered Dodge Durango as we know it until 2028. That's right, 2028. That's 3 years from now. So I want you guys to relax, sit back, and chill because these cars are going to be around for a little bit longer. No rush on buying one. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a house that makes us a house vlog. You know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So boom, I'm not even gonna waste your time. Let me just go ahead and get you guys tuned in here. Boom, record, boom. All right, so when you see Mopar Insiders, you know it's the real deal. Current generation Dodge Durango is sticking around. Supplier sources have indicated that the Gen 3 Durango will soldier on till at least 2028. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2025. So we're talking about, well, you know, from this date to then, probably another 2.5 years, realistically, about 3. 2028 is when the Dodge Durango will cease to exist. We've got plenty of time. And we are talking about the V8 powered, HEMI powered, 392 powered, Hellcat powered Durango. All right, so according to Mopar Insiders, it looks like the Durango isn't leaving the party anytime soon. According to supplier sources who spoke to Mopar Insiders, that's what I'm telling you. This guy's plugged in. Whenever you see something come from Mopar Insiders, you should know it's coming from the top. Dodge is extending the production of the current third generation Durango until 2028. That's 2 more years than had previously was planned for. Because initially they were talking about the Durango is going to be gone after 26, which is next year. Well, apparently it's going to be here for another 2 years. Even after that. The news came straight from a recent supplier conference call held at the end of March. So this is a conference call with Dodge and their suppliers. During the virtual meeting, Dodge briefed key suppliers about Durango's product timeline changes. Multiple attendees confirmed that the brand now plans to continue building the current generation Dodge Durango well into 2028, which marks a major shift from a previous plan to wrap up production at the end of 26. We already know that it was launched in 2010, hit the showroom floors in 2011. It's been a staple of Dodge's lineup. You know what I'm saying? Over the 2 years, it's seen 2 significant refreshes, one in 2014 and again in 2021. You know what I mean? Dodge had planned to end the production of the HEMI Durango in 2025, leaving the Pentastar V6 as the only engine option for 2026. But that timeline had just got a shakeup. The updated plan keeps V8 powered Durangos in production through at least 2028 models. And when I'm talking about V8, I'm talking 5.7, 392 Hellcat, baby. 7-seater, 3-row, 2-door, 700 horsepower Durango, man. If you are in the market for a Durango, I need you to sit back, relax, take a load off, have you something to drink, get you a bottle of water. We should all be drinking more water, and I want you to relax. According to the 2023 UAW contract, the next generation Durango, codenamed D6U, that sounds like a R&B group, was supposed to debut in 2027. That has now been delayed until 2029, which makes sense. The old Durango goes out in 28, the new one comes in 29. So the current Durango isn't going anywhere for those still craving a muscle SUV with legitimate towing shops and third row seating. The sales, I mean, let's keep it real here. Right now, the Durango is the only thing that's keeping Dodge afloat when it comes to sales. Nothing else is selling. The new Charger isn't selling. It's selling so poorly that 2023 Chargers are selling more than current 2024 and 25 Chargers. Nobody's buying the Hornet. Although I will be honest with you, if you are in the market for like a small SUV and you just want something to get you from A to B, safe and sound, and you want an SUV for a decent price, I'm not going to lie to you. The Hornets, as far as their prices are concerned, are not a bad buy. You can pretty much get a fully loaded Hornet right now. Now, I don't know about the top of the line RTs and whatever other trims they got, but if you just want a Hornet, you know what I'm saying, with some of the trimmings, maybe a sunroof and the big screen. I don't know how that works out. I'm not much of a Hornet guy. But if you just want something to get you from A to B, you can get you a brand new Hornet around $29,000, $30,000. So I'm not going to, talk too much junk about the Hornet because nobody's buying the Hornet for performance anyway. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard somebody say, man, I'm saving up my money for that RT Hornet. You know what I mean? Nobody's buying the Hornet for performance. So you're buying it for the daily driver aspect. Like I got a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee and that's my daily. That's what I daily around. I don't do nothing performance with it, you know? So if you're just looking for something to get you to A to B, the Hornet may not be a bad option. I don't know how they are reliability wise. I've heard some people having issues, but I would think if you went out and got a 25 Hornet, you should be okay, under at least 30,000. But the Durango is what's been holding Dodge afloat. Durango sales have stayed respectable, 69,000 units sold in 23. The sales did dip in 24 to 59,358. And thus far, they've saw 13,000 moved in 2025. Not bad for a 14-year-old platform. We're sitting on 14 years of Dodge Durango. Now, I mean, what we're looking at right here, this isn't going anywhere. 5.7, 392 Hellcat Durango, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, realistically speaking, the Dodge Durango is the only thing that's keeping Dodge afloat when it comes to sales. Nobody else is buying anything else from Dodge. All they're offering at this point is the Charger, the Hornet, and the Durango. And nobody's buying the Charger, nobody's buying the Hornet, so everything's going to the Durango. You know what I mean? And this goes from the bottom of the line Durango to the top, the Hellcat. And Dodge keeps coming out with new additions and iterations of the Dodge Dodge Durango. I mean, most recently they came out with the Bullet. They've come out with a bunch. Hold on. I would open the water as soon as I was about to put it down. Dodge Durango Special Edition. Boom. So yeah, most recently they came out with the SRT Hellcat Silver Bullet, Hellcat Brass Monkey, Hammerhead, and then the RT 20th edition. So they keep coming out with new editions and everything, you know what I mean? All different iterations of the Durango. So it's one of those things like they're hanging their hat right now on the Durango. So this Durango's going nowhere anytime soon because realistically speaking, what other American SUV manufacturers can you get a 700 horsepower all-wheel drive 7-seater, 3-row, 4-door SUV that's capable of towing and hauling and all that other stuff like you can a Dodge Durango? I might have just put my foot in my mouth because I just thought about the Escalade V. But with the Escalade V, you're going to be paying 6 figures. You know what I mean? You know, which if you're in the market for Escalade V, you know, the Durango's probably out of the question. But let's just stick with the Durango. The Durango serves a very unique purpose, right? I'm sure Dodge is going to switch up the body over the next 2 years. I cannot see them selling the same Durango that we're looking at right now in 2025, in 2028. So between now and then, I'm sure they're going to switch it up a little bit. They have to switch up the front end, the rear end. You know, I don't think they're going to do much to the engine or anything. I think a 5.7 will always be a 5.7. A 6.2 will always be a 6.2. I don't think they're going to throw a red eye in there or a demon or anything. But, you know, I make this video for the purpose of just letting you guys know that, listen, if you are in the market for a Dodge Durango and maybe you felt like you've got to speed up your timeline as far as when you're ready to purchase it because you're afraid that the Hemi is gone, I want you guys to take a deep breath, get you something to drink, and relax and just understand that you've got time. Yeah, you have got time. It's 2025. If they plan on building these cars through 2028, you've got time. You can literally start saving today. And then in the next year, maybe 2, then go out and get what you want. You know what I mean? If you have always wanted a 392 Durango or a Hellcat Durango, you got a family or something like that, but you still want the power and the sound, you still got time. There's no rush here, which is good. I mean, even though it's a 14-year-old platform, it's still, because you think about it, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dodge, the only thing that they updated was the Durango. The interior of the Durango is completely updated from what they've ever done with the Charger or Challenger, you know? So, you know, it's not the most modern interior, but that Uconnect screen and that whole layout right there is much more advanced than, you know, a 23 Charger or Challenger, you know what I'm saying? It'll be 17 years old by the time 2028 hits, which is crazy that, you know, they're still pushing that 17-year-old Dodge Durango around. But at the end of the day, I do believe that they are going to change it up a little bit. They can't keep offering this same Durango for the next 2.5 years. So they're going to change it up. So ultimately, guys, the purpose of this video is to let you know this right here is a good indication that not only is the Hemi coming back, but it's here to stay, right? The Durango is here to stay for another 2 years, right? 2.5 years. The Hemi in the Durango is here to stay. You don't have to worry about no inline six, high powered output BS. It's going to be Hemi powered, baby. It's either V6 Pentastar or Hemi, straight up and down, which is how it should be. That V6 Pentastar is a good engine. I loved it in my Charger. I missed the gas mileage. But of course, the Hemi is here to stay in the Durango, which is good because that lets you know that for the other cars, the Charger and potentially the Challenger, I've been reading some stuff recently that people have been speculating that the Challenger is going to come back. But for now, at least the Charger, the V8 Hemi is coming back. So if you're into the market, I'll say this one more time. If you're in the market for a Durango, you know, like I know, they've been dropping prices like crazy. They just now dropped the Hellcat Durango to 85, MSRP 85, right? And then everything else under that, so you can get a 392 for, significantly less than 85, and then an RT for significantly less, the whole nine. If you are in the market for a Dodge Durango, I just want you to take a deep breath, relax, kick back. You've got time. I don't know how this is going to play out for those 2021. Every single time I make a video about Durangos, I always think about those guys in 21 that were promised the one and only Dodge Durango Hellcats to never be seen ever again. Like a lot of you guys, I know one guy, and I use this example all the time, but this is for the new people who may not have watched my videos, but I know one guy that literally paid $162 for a 2021 Dodge Durango Hellcat, completely fully loaded. And he paid that because he was told, he was under the impression that there would never ever be another Dodge Durango Hellcat. And then literally 2 years later, they bought it back. And now they're still continuing them on. I mean, if you have bought a Durango Hellcat in the last 2 years or 3 years, you are probably really mad at Dodge right now because they're coming out with the same Durangos with updated, looks, wheels, rims, packages, and they're all starting at $85,000. So you paying 95 and 100 in 2023 or 24 or 21, you've got guys that are getting a brand new at 85,000. You know what I mean? But aside from that, aside from the 21 owners and the lawsuit that they have with Dodge, the Durango is here to stay for a little while longer, man. All right, so check it out, like, subscribe, comment. I'll put the link to the Mopar Insider's article in the description. You guys can go check it out yourself, read it and weep. It's been your boy Knockout 360. Peace.